Alright everybody, hello and welcome to this tutorial. Yes,
Hi.
that's Gamecreations. She's going to be co-hosting this little series in which we try to teach you guys how to work with different genres, and the first one is horror, a personal favorite of mine, and I kind of
That's
pestered
cool.
her into it. We're going to go with
That's
new.
English are my two favorites.
Hmm? Yeah, as you can see here, we have our little character. And she's, oh whoops, I must have forgot to set the passability for that one correctly.
It's a
So do
ghost
that.
doll.
Huh?
It's a ghost doll.
Oh gosh, no. Anyway, there's the bed here. She doesn't want to sleep. But as you can see here, it doesn't really have anything going on. You don't really hear anything. And that's what we're going to teach you in this first tutorial, how to make sound for each footstep. Click. And one second. Yeah, I kind of figured.
Yeah, I got the same as character stuff.
Yes. I'll delete that
Yeah, I
one.
do that all the time.
Try to make it a little more interesting with some additional dialogue. Not really dialogue's really that interesting to begin with, but. And I'm just gonna leave these two as is since, we can walk into that. Alright, now, first things first. We're gonna need some sounds, and I'm gonna go into the resource manager, and you're gonna need some sound effects. As you can see here, I've already got quite a few in here for footstep sound effects. And there's going to be a link in the description below to a post I made on my Flaming Teddy blog that will have all the, ooh, pardon me, it's 2:41, well, 2:45, just about at the moment, so. Anyway, I'll have a link in the description to that post with the footstep sounds, along with a link to the search that I found most of the sound effects under, so you guys can listen for yourselves and find what you personally think are the best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the
Then,
ones on RPG Maker are not the best.
yeah, really. And there's most of the sound effects, they're already in MP3 format, so you'd have to convert them to all. All is just the better format because it saves you a lot more space. And there are plenty of online ones, and one I will include in the description as well. It is a free converter. Whew. Anyway, once that's all done, we're gonna go into our assets, and we're gonna go with a terrain tag method that Gamecreations made, because this is all based from her tutorial. Now, I've set the wood one to 2 and the carpet to 1. Now, bear in mind that the terrain tags only go up to 7.
Yeah, then
So,
you would have to switch to regional IDs if you want to have more than 7.
yeah, otherwise use them carefully if you have more than a few sound effects for. If you have more than 7 sound effects for a certain sound, then I would be sort of concerned. Oh gosh. Sorry about that, y'all. Anyway, now that that's there, we need to start working on our common event. Now, we're just going to set it to a parallel process so it's always running, and we're going to call it footsteps. Footstops. Footsteps. Yes, I know. And we don't need to set a switch since we're going to have an auto event that will end itself when the game starts up. That way it'll call it and we're just never going to shut it off. Oh god. Now, first things first, we need to start setting up our variable for the player where they are. So we're going to go to control variables, and we're going to call this player X. And while we're here, we're going to make player Y.
And
And
we need, yeah, terrain tag ID.
I'll just call it terrain ID. Yeah. And we're going to, and I'm going to go back up to select player X and hit apply and OK. And then we're going to go to game data and go through the map ID. And we're going to go and select the map X. Okay, okay, and here we are. And some copied pasta. I'm just editing it. Wrong button. There we go. there's that. Okay, and apply. Next thing is we need to set up the variable for the terrain tag, correct?
Yes.
Alright, so we're going to go, oh gosh dang it, we're going to select the terrain tag, and then go for what again?
Oh, what you want to do is go to get location info.
Ah, that's right. Which is all the way back here. We're going to need terrain tag ID, and we're going to set it with the variables of our player X and player Y.
Yep.
Which is why she's co-hosting, because I can't remember half this crud.
I can't remember it either.
Well, then we're both screwed.
Yeah. I didn't
Oh,
see with our speaker. I
alright,
got decisions.
alright, now here comes the easy part. We're going to start setting up the conditional branches for the footstep sounds. And we're going to go by variable, and we're going to go by terrain tag ID.
Yep.
And if it's equal to 1, it'll make a certain sound, and we're going to copy pasta again. We're going to set it to else, and then we're going to edit it, and then set it to 2. And now we need to make more conditional branches. Fun. And we need to go all the way to the last tab and select button. So if down is being pressed, we're gonna wait 15 seconds.
Yep, and that's just so it doesn't make this repeatedly bullet kind of sound, which...
Yeah. And then we're gonna play sound effect. And I believe I had one set to the carpet, so...
Yeah, 1 was carpet, 2 was wood.
That's a fair foot. Yeah, see if anyone better hear it. Okay, I'm gonna stick with this one. And maybe make it a little higher pitched. Alright, and apply. And copy pasta. And we're just gonna edit it for whichever button's being pressed. And we're just gonna keep pasting it into the else comments. Right. And then and that's it for all the buttons for the first terrain tag ID. Now we need to do it again for the second one. Conditional branch.
Oh, and you put it in the else statement.
Yep.
You put it up.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
sorry, I was so used to doing it like that. I got confused.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Conditional branch. We're gonna wait for 15 seconds and then play a sound effect. Nope. I think we'll go with this one. Higher pitch. There we go. And now, copy pasta. And then we'll just keep editing it like so. And sorry, it's a little boring at the moment.
Yeah, a lot of eventing does tend to get a little bit boring after a while.
Down and up. Okay, and apply. Now that with all this set up, we can finally start up an event down here. We're going to tell it to call a common event. Okay. And set it to auto run. And I'm not going to bother making a switch for it, so we'll just use a self switch for this. New event page. Self switch A is on. Apply and OK. Yep. And now we're going to go in. Oh dear. Wait, do I not have sound up for it?
Yeah, I'm not able to hear anything on my end. But,
I'm not able to either, so let's see. No? No sound? I done goofed somewhere.
try doing the try calling the actual switch instead.
Mm,
Yeah, it
mm,
might be easier just to call the first switch.
yeah, maybe. Mm. Oh, okay,
So,
we might have to play on from now on. Insert control switch. Okay, apply.
yeah.
Because why not? Alright, now let's try again. Yep, and now you can hear it. That was as I get her stuck underneath the bell again.
Our little ghost doll.
Yes. And that's how you add sound to the footsteps without using a script. It makes it a lot easier, and your game will probably be all the better for it, since, scripts can always have a conflict.
And also, this can work for parallax mapping. What you can do is, if you have an empty tile set, you just use the terrain tags and you just put it over your floors like you would if you're making the uh, floor passable, and it'll work the same exact way.
Yes. And pardon me, I'm just too entertained by this.
Yeah, I always enjoy making little footsteps. I do it with all my games.
And bet you can't guess what that is. I'm sorry, I'm sleepy, and so I'm just easily irritated at the moment.
Yeah, it's pretty early.
Oh yeah. So anyway, that's it for this tutorial. We might re-record it when we're not completely tired off our knockers. So
And I'll probably make a little more in-depth one of an actual horror tutorial.
yeah. So in the meantime, that's just something to help if you're not going to have a whole lot of music. That way, there is always some sound going on. So GTFN everybody. Hope this was helpful to y'all, and we'll see you all next time. See
Bye.
ya. You can say bye again, so it's kind of. Oh, okay. Bye, y'all.
Bye.